Alright, here we go. Video's starting off. We're playing short par 3 in my hometown. Started off with a 9-iron. Didn't go quite as planned. Didn't get as much lift on it as I normally do, and ended up shanking it off to the right. These clubs ended up being close to 3 inches shorter on my normal ones and are a ladies flex, so I had problems playing with them today. Like I said, we ended up off the side. All I had was a pitching wedge in this set as far as wedges went, so I ended up chipping it. Ended up a foot off of the green, made it over the bunker. Here we're kind of gauging up to make a putt, because like I was saying, I didn't have any other wedge besides my pitching wedge, so I went with a putter. Didn't work out the plan. It didn't break at all like I thought it was gonna. I really figured it'd head left, but I think the grain ended up just taking it to the right. Here we go for a putt again, and I was having so many problems with this putter. It had no line or a dot to kind of gauge it off of, so I ended up hitting the toe quite a few times, sending it off the wrong line. And then here we go. I ended up having a 3-putt this one, technically 4-putt I guess, now that I think about it, but it's alright. Happens. First hole, hadn't practiced yet that day, literally paid and got out there. I need to get a better camera situation because this shot ended up being awesome. This is an 87-yard shot. Had that pitching wedge. Was trying to hit a soft pitching wedge. Ended up hitting it over the water, almost into the water, hitting this big rock and actually bouncing back onto the green. I wish you guys could see it because it honestly just was one of the coolest shots I ever made. Unfortunately, did roll off the green once it was done. As you see here, I ended up rolling quite a bit off the green after that rock bounce. Tried putting it on, almost made it in, just barely missed the cup. And there we go. And barely misses cup. Going in for another putt right here. Maybe. Hang on. There we go. Had no idea where I was aiming. Like I said, I was having real troubles trying to figure out this putter. Started figuring it out towards the end. Once I turned the camera off, I actually sat there and would play up to 2 balls on each hole and was just trying to figure out the clubs. Never really figured it out. I'm going to make a better video later on with more talking and more playing, because my buddy who actually plays with these clubs knows how to play with them. This hole honestly makes me sad you guys can't see it better, because if you zoom in, you might be able to. I make a great shot with this pitching wedge. Goes perfectly straight, lands right on the top of the green, does not roll an inch. Literally hits and just stops. And it made me so sad because it was pin high, should have rolled right down. Never ended up rolling anywhere. Second shot I ended up making landed right after this little trench that's right in front of the green. You'll see in this next frame, I actually make a chip, landed on the green. Horrible chip, but like I said, all I had to work with was my pitching wedge. Here we go. Should be coming in hot here in 3, 2, 1. There we are. I like to chip off my back foot, keep them nice and low. That way they'll hit and roll, but it's a lot easier with a 56 degree or even a 60 degree. If this set had that, I think I would have played much better today, but in the end, it is what it is. I did end up getting par 3 times and getting a bogey just as many times. The rest of my scores were 5s and 6s. It was, with the exception of the middle game, it was pretty bad. Here, go for the putt. Barely miss it. Just barely. Read the line, just not quite right. Go for the left-handed putter. Spun it around. Goes in. Walking over. If I remember right, I actually made par on this one. And just barely miss again. If I remember right, I ended up having to 2-tap this one because I ended up missing getting it in. And that's all for today.